Next one is putting music in your screenplay. And I actually had this on a screenplay I was doing feedback with last week. So you don't want to be putting music cues. So we see two things pop up. So someone's writing a screenplay and there's a piece of music they really like. So just say, it's Michael Jackson's Thriller. So they'll put in there, playing in the background is Michael Jackson's Thriller. Now, you don't want that in there for a couple of reasons. First of all, that costs a huge amount for that piece of music. So you're probably not going to get your hands on that. You might be spending, a couple $100,000 to get the rights to it. So unless you absolutely know you can get that piece of music, you don't want to include it. And secondly, then you have to say, is it absolutely integral to being in the screenplay? So do you need to mention that piece of music specifically? Obviously, the exception to that is musicals, but you need to have that music yourself. So one of the women who's doing the One Step-A-Day Screenplay course at the moment is actually writing a hilarious musical, which I can't go into the details, but it's hilarious. So she's got to write the songs for it. So all of the songs are embedded in there because it's a musical and the story is being carried through those songs. But we're not just looking for this, I want this song playing or over the top of, I was listening the other day, Beastie Boys Sabotage, which is such, this rocking tune. You don't want to go, oh, we got a car chase and Beastie Boys Sabotage is playing over the top of it. The other example, and I had this actually in a script a couple of weeks ago, where people put in not what the specific music is, but the music cue to build what's happening in the scene. So they might say that, as she gets out of the car and it's dark, and as she's walking to her house, your music builds and it starts to get scary. So we don't want to have that. We're just going to know from that scene or the way the description is written that it's scary or tense. So we don't want to be writing what that emotional music content is. Having said that, the examples where we can, use it, where it isn't an error, would be something like, say, oh, it's playing on the background and the radio it's on the latest, the local pop station. Or classic music is playing. If that's part of what the character is, maybe every time when they're working, they like to have this classic music playing in the background. So that gives us a bit about the character. We know there's music playing there, but it's just not locking us into something that we can't afford or get in the screenplay or create that mood externally. So it's part of the character within that scene.